of His magnanimity. I like that prayer. So that when Jibril comes, we just, in sin, they say, bow and go, no case. Our own, when Jibril comes, may Allah Himself from Al Arsh, may Allah approve Al Jannah for every single one of us. Allahu Akbar. I like that one. When I want to get Al Jannah, you forget about all the wahalas of this dunya. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala approve everlasting space for all of us in Al Jannah to Firdaus. ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. It is my singular honor and a very distinct privilege to invite to the high table our honored scholar, well respected within Abuja and beyond, in fact, beyond Nigeria, beyond the land. By name, Allah Akbar Kabira is an elder scholar. By action, beyond the land, Ta'ala. I mentioned something before today that, inshallah, Kareem is a Tawheed guru. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make that Tawheed channel and certificate of Al-Jannah for him and for all of us. Please join me in welcoming to the high room as I call on Sheikh Muhammad Sagir Uthman, Al-Imam, the Masjid Salam, the Maitama, Hayy Maitama, Abuja, FCT, at the bill. See, encyclopedia of Tawheed inside the bag. Mashallah. Put it on the table. Mashallah. Baba. Sorry. To join Sheikh Muhammad Sagir Uthman on the high table, inshallah Kareem, we have our Shura Council members. وَأَمْرُهُمْ شُورَى بَيْنَهُمْ. And we've been doing this in an alternative way. Today, our gentleman, and I'll call him gentleman because he's still under 18. You see him, he's looking okay. Oh, I just have not arrived. But I will not implicate myself. But the way, looking under the spread, when you see Vice President of the Republic of Nigeria, the way he normally smiles, that's the way our Shura member also smiles, inshallah. Who are you looking at the direction? I have not mentioned him. Are we still pointing towards inshallah Kareem, one of our most respected elders in the masjid? Also, he is a retired civil servant but never tired the work of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is my singular honor and privilege to introduce to the high table the representative of the Shura Council in the person of Al-Haji Mustafa Bukar, MNI, at the bill. Al-Haji Mustafa Bukar, MNI. So, mashallah, you are most welcome. Now to join the Sheikh on the high table, to move within the journey of Quran, there could be need for Qalqala to Subra, or Qalqala to Kubra, Gunna, Gayr Gunna, Ilgam Kamil, Ilgam Gayr Kamil, Ilgam Mutamathilain, all of them, we have them in abundance in the masjid. To do that today, inshallah, is Al-Hafiz. Let me introduce to Sheikh. He's getting married a month after Ramadan. MashaAllah. Al-Hafiz Muhammad Saddam Muhammad Thani At-Takbir. While the last seat is meant for the chairman of the executive members of the masjid, Professor Saad Abdullah Ali Abu. As a gentle professor, but he's not gentle with his Bible. He cross-checked everything one by one from the beginning to the end. He is also wearing two caps. You will be seeing one man who is wearing two. He's the chairman of the Muslim community. You know him. Also, is the vice president. Oh, inshallah. Let's say Amin. Well, if you become vice president, that means as Imam, I'm also vice president. So we'll see all that Tarawi and Pesky to Villa. So the vice president again. Okay. Vice Chancellor, Deputy Vice Chancellor of 9 Nigerian University, 9 University in Nigeria. Allahu Akbar. So at this juncture, inshallah Kareem, our opening recitation will signal the commencement of our lecture, while the entire Jama will also permit me Now, then, same way, I'm also being expected to deliver lecture. وشيخ to understand بإذن الله. فليتفضل مشكورا. السلام. The topic has been introduced, inshallah, Kareem, social media and hidden shield. Social media and hidden shield. May Allah expunge whatsoever the component of shield from all our languages. And may Allah grant all of us al-Jannah to Firdaus. We do a recitation in Al-Arama, Al-Hafiz, Muhammad Bashir, Al-Hassan, Al-Bujawi, وليتفضل مشكورا. التكبير.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وإذا وقع القول عليهم أخرجنا لهم دابة من الأرض تكلمهم أن الناس كانوا بآياتنا لا يوقنون ويوم نحشر من كل أمة فوجا ممن يكذب بآياتنا فهم يوزعون حتى إذا جاءوا قال أكذبتم بآياتي ولم تحيطوا بها علما أم ماذا كنتم تعملون ووقع القول عليهم بما ظلموا فهم لا ينطقون ألم يروا أنا جعلنا الليل ليسكنوا فيه والنهار مبصرا إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يؤمنون.
No. You are going to be outside.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله تعالى من شرور انفسنا وسيئات اعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له واشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له واشهد ان محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا ايها الذين امنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن الا وانتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد فإن أحسن الكلام كتاب الله وخير الهدى هدى محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام.
I pray that Allah will give us the wisdom to be able to say the right thing and to understand whatever whatever that we actually need for for us to get through this topic and may Allah spare our lives to be used at least to be useful in this world, inshallah. The topic, I think I find it a bit that the hidden shirk in the age of social media. Hidden shirk in the age of social media. I think it is if you find truly this way, it will be better. Now, social media, as we all know, it's a platform that we always visit. Sometimes we visit social media more than more than the times we visit our Quran, we visit Azkar, we even visit the mosque. We visit social media every now and then. We find that on on a daily basis, you find more than 200 million people online. 200 million people online per second, per minute, or like in 2 minutes, every now and then. And this cuts across every social media platform, everywhere. Facebook, yeah, you find so many millions. And among them are maybe a number of Muslims also. And those on WhatsApp, those on Instagram, so many of them. So we can see that social media now becomes our world today. It's also our world because we live with it. It is a similitude of the way we live. It's like our home, and in that home we find our rooms. So everybody has his own room that he feels comfortable with. So also on social media platforms, we have our rooms. Each and every one of us is bound to one room or the other on social media. Yes, we are not. It's not actually a point that we must all leave social media. No, social media could be useful to all of us, but at the same time, we have to be cautious the way we use it. It may be dangerous. It may affect our iman. It may affect our religion. It may even affect our health and our lives. So we have to be very careful using social media. That's why the Prophet ﷺ said, "Al-Muslimu kayyisun faqih." A Muslim brother is always wise and intelligent. So he uses that which he thinks could be useful for him. He actually uses it. But for those things that he feels this cannot be useful for him, he normally desists and shun them away. So that's how we are supposed to be. Now, in this era, let me begin uh, with one hadith. A person, we can say that a person may live in this world for 70, 50, 50, 70, 60 years. And this person, he always comes to pray. He may be given zakat to us, and he may perform hajj. He may be reciting the Quran every now and then. But at the same time, he also reaches out on social media to comment on some good things or to write something on social media for people to understand, for people to see, to enlighten people, to inspire some others, and to teach. He does that almost on every occasion, and still, on the day of Qiyamah, he loses it. On the day of Qiyamah, he loses it at all, completely. Not because he has done so many atrocities, not because he has committed so many things, but because of one little thing hidden. And that thing is Sharia. They say something something that you do based on ostentation. Ostentation, what do you call it? Showing off. Oh, our eyes have it. You do things so because you want people to see, you want people to know, or you want people to comment on it. You see, if you look at the magnitude of what he has done, look at the way he prays every now and then. Look at the way he commits himself to the Quran. Look at the way he actually puts himself forward, trying to enlighten people. He buys data and he makes sure that he's always on course, trying to post a few things to inspire others, to teach people, to give them some admonitions. But all the same, there are things that he doesn't know. Something very small, very little, but it's big actually, but it's very little that enters into his mind, it enters into his heart. So it went straight to destroy, the basics of whatever he has done. That's the class. And that little thing is called Ariya. In another tradition, the Prophet ﷺ said, أخوف ما أخاف عليكم الشرك الأصغر. He said, the most fearful thing that always comes to my mind that I fear will affect you is ashirkul asghar, a small shirk or minor shirk. So the companion say, Ya Rasulallah, what shirkul asghar? What is this minor shirk? He said, Ariya, showing off, ostentation. Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal said, Ariya amalu. He said, Ariya is something that people do without them knowing or noticing or even feeling it. They don't feel it. They don't know when it starts actually coming into their action. He said, but this react will toe into their deeds. And at the end of the day, no matter how big that action may be, it will destroy it. One hit. So they said it is like a black ant traveling or moving on a black stone uh, uh, in the night. How can you see this? The black ant on the black stone. Yeah. At the darkness of the night. How can you see this? You can't see it. So that's how they are actually gets into one's work, into one's iman, into one's actions, and destroy it. Now, we have four things to look at. The leadership, the social media, how leadership feeds into social media, or how leadership feeds into our actions on social media. And it's dangerous to our belief. It's dangerous to our belief, to our iman. And how do we get ourselves immune? How do we get ourselves protected from sorry, from there? It is actually associated with intention, mainly it's associated with the intention. إنما الأعمال بالنية وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى. Now, you may start something now with the intention, with the pure intention, but before the end of it, you change. The intention might change. This is normal with human beings. You may start good. Yes, your intention is to know what Allah from the beginning and you started. But unknowingly, in the course of doing your ibadah, something comes in. So the arm may actually hit immediately. So when it hits, it actually hits hard. So it will destroy whatever you are doing. It it's also associated with love, the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the love of others. I think we did this lesson here in one of our lessons about love. That one of the pillars, one of the truth that is a sharp. What do you call sharp in English? One of the reasons for acceptance. One of the reasons that Allah accepts our La ilaha illallah is that we must love Him higher and above anything, anybody. لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يكون الله ورسوله أحب إليه. None of you is a true believer except he loves Allah and His Messenger above his parents, his sons and daughters, his brothers and everybody. So if that love of Allah equates love of someone, that's where the problem comes. And that's what there also they are just inside and destroys the world. Yes, we do things because we love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but also because the love of somebody may come in as we do that, so that we want him also to love, to actually to give us a like, or to give us a comment, or to repost, or to share what we did. Then that actually counts when, for example, that you write something on Facebook that you want people to understand. As you post, your mind may always be attached at that time with that post. So you always look inside and see how many people connect on this. And then you now look at the likes, how many people like it, and shares, how many people share this, and views, how many people view it. Because each one of them, there are credits on the platform. How many views does your post get per day or per month? And how many likes does it get? How many comments? And how many shares? Whether it is good or it is bad, there's a negative part of it also. Because if you like anything, whatever thing you like, you put that like hand like this, or this on top of what? Top of like this, this is like you like it. It means you are affirming what the guy or what the other person posts. And you are also in line with what he posts, and you also agree with that post. So if you post something that endangers the society, the security agencies are looking for him. They will now go and look for those who break the light. They will now put them on their list. It means you have the same mindset. I don't know whether I'm making a point.
Yes.
You have the same mindset. Whatever he posts, you say, this is good. So it means you will do the same thing. So you're all you are actually flock together. You just have the same figures. So if you commenting is a higher grade on liking. Even though viewing is the lesser. Somebody may view it, but he may not have any interest in it. So that one is lesser. But the security agencies also, they will be looking at what you view every day. So as you view things in a year, they will look at, okay, these views that you have gone through pages of people or through many platforms. What are you? Actually, they will understand your interest in viewing. If your interest is more to like terrorism, for example, that you always view pages that talk about terrorism or terrorizing people, they will categorize you also among them because those are the things you like to view. So viewing is also dangerous on social media, but it is lesser. If you like, it's more bigger. That is bigger than viewing. If you comment, it's a bigger thing. But if you share, it means You are also sharing the same thing. So it's more sinister than all the rest that we have mentioned before. So also inside of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whatever you put on Facebook, whatever you put on any platform, whether somebody likes it or you use it, it depends on how Allah sees more than what other people can see. Because if you read something, nobody knows what's in your mind, but Allah knows what's in your mind as you go through the pages. So people love someone, or some people, even though you love them to give you a thumb or to comment or to it's like you've forgotten about Allah for Allah. You did this for Allah, so allow Allah to send the message to others. All that you want or that post is for you to just pass the message forward, and that's it. Ask Allah for Allah, oh Allah, make this beneficial to others, and you are done. You don't care who says anything. Even though you go through the comments, if you see any negative comment or somebody doesn't understand your post, then you actually would need to explain to him on on some few things, but not going back to see how many people commented on my post. It's like they are deviated from the from the main intent of what you have done. Fear, fear also is one of the things that shirk, this area, comes in through fear. Because we are all supposed to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will be cautious of what you post, you'll be cautious of what you say on social media. So if you fear Allah, you don't call or you don't send what do you call voice note, a voice note that is dangerous to your Iman, to somebody, especially boys and girls, especially men and women who have this tendency of sending voice notes. Sometimes they may be disastrous voice notes. What I mean by disastrous is that you may send something to destroy, the making that her parents have actually started. Her parents will start, that they put her forward for, to be a good girl at the end of the day, to be a good one. But as you come into her life, you will destroy those things completely. Through these voice notes, through calls, through pictures you send, right? So many things. So we must fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala of whatever we pass across. So this fear of Allah should actually start from the beginning. But at the end of the day, if you change your mind that you don't fear Allah anymore, you are free to do whatever you feel like doing because this social media. At the end of the day, if you heard that her father is looking for you because he has seen some few things, or the father reported you somewhere and the authorities are looking for you, you now begin to fear. So this is your fear changes. You don't fear Allah from the beginning, and then you fear others at the end of the day. And Allah will never come to your aid. Reliance also is one of the things that this concentration comes in. You rely on Allah solely, you don't rely on anybody. So whatever you think you do on social media, whatever you do after social media, rely on Allah. Make sure that you understand that whatever you do, Allah sees. And Allah controls everything. And Allah records everything that you do. At the end of our life, Allah will open a paper, a book for each and every one of us. On the day of Qiyamah, Allah says, and each and every one of you will have his books hanged on his neck, Sorry, each and every one of you will have his own book hanged on his neck. And Allah will ask him, open your book and read. When you read, decide where to go. You are now free to judge yourself. So it's like when you open your book, you really know where you go, because all the things that you have done in this life, are there. ألزمناه طائره في عنقه ونخرج له يوم القيامة كتابا يلقاه منشورا. Allah will now say, اقرأ كتابك كفى بنفسك اليوم عليك حسيبا. Read your book. Read the result. Today you alone could be your judge. You can judge yourself where to go. And in whatever thing we do, there's a basic. There's what we call an asset. An asset. Whatever we do in this life, either something that has to do with our worship, with worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or something that has to do with our worldly life. Allah said, وَمَا أُمِرُوا إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وما أمروا إلا ليعبدوا الله مخلصين له الدين حنفاء ويقيموا الصلاة ويؤتوا الزكاة وذلك دين القيمة.
Okay, Allah is saying that, and we have not commanded them to do anything except that to worship Allah and to be sincere in their worship. Sincerity of purpose starts from the beginning. So whatever we do, whether it is kind of an act of worship or it's something that we do, whatever thing that has to do with our worldly things, we must have the sincerity of purpose. We must be sincere about what we do. If it's religion, it has to do with worship. We must purify our intention and do it exactly as what Allah wants us to do and how Allah wants us to do it. If it's something that we do that has to do with our normal things here in this world, we also must prepare our minds and purify our intention. That I'm going out for this at least to gain something and not to affect anyone with any evil thing, and to come back home safely and without disobeying Allah and go out and come back. So he said, after this, then you steadfast in your prayer, and then you give alms or zakat. And this is the true religion. This is the true religion that we are in. You are standing, you are with your toes on your toes for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is the life. And then in another verse, Allah says, whoever hopes to meet with Allah, you actually unite to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then Allah says, you must try to do the best. Meaning, if you want to find Allah peacefully, if you want to meet Allah peacefully, then you must do your homework. Do whatever Allah wants you to do, and do not associate any partner to Allah Ta'ala or anybody. No matter how small that association may be, do not do it. Do it. Don't do nothing that will actually derail you from the right path. So on social media normally, when we get in, we forget that this is also another world that we live in. It's not a world on the top thing. No, it's a world that we write something. And whatever we write is there. Whatever we post, no matter is it writing, text, is it image, we send a picture, is it a video clip, we send, it stays in almost all the servers that message passes through. Every server in this world keeps a record of what you have sent. Every server. So if you post something from here to the UK or to the US or to somewhere else, all the servers in Nigeria that doesn't pass through the servers, they have a copy. And it goes also through the first server that accepts the result in the US or in the UK, it have a copy. and also go through all the servers before it lands into the computer of the recipient. So you see, there are multiple copies of what you do that stays in the server, and it's easy. They are able to be traced. They can be traced easily. This has to do only our with this life. What about if Allah wants to trace something to you? Allah can trace anything that you have done and connect it to you. So we have to be very careful of what we do on social media. How does social media actually affect or fuels leadership? How does it do that? Social media helps us in destroying our iman, in destroying our actions, even though we may start on a clean slate. But at the end of the day, we find ourselves wanting and having nothing at the end of the day. Even though it stands on its own, it needs up social media, and you can spread the hour as we have said. But at the same time, it can destroy your reputation. It may corrupt you. It may affect you. It may affect your reputation. One, by showing off. Because most of what we do on social media, we want people to see. Most of us, you can say 97% of people posting on social media, they are posting those things so that others will see. One, so that he may or she may have so many fights. Two, if the person is monetizing the page, because almost all social media handles are monetized nowadays, and those people find out that they will not have money. So the easiest way is for you to start uh, content creation. People start content creation at home. You just sit and put a camera and then you start creating them. The more your videos reach a number of people, and the more your likes and the people that you know have actually gone far, you have 1,000 people or 2,000, then you can monetize your page. So you know the more you actually set it for more videos, the more money you get. So you see our youth actually get money through TikTok. That's why they do every rubbish on TikTok. They don't care what they do, especially in this part of the world. We take TikTok as something that as a platform for the rogues. It's a platform for the rogues. It's a platform for the evil-minded, feeble-minded. It's a platform for criminals, hooligans, thugs. Where you display whatever you want to do. You don't care. Because TikTok, you get money easily with TikTok if you monetize them getting money on YouTube. There are rules for all of them. So Allah is saying, well, the Muslim.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون.
This surah explains everything about social media engagement. Everything. Allah is saying, woe. Woe means punishment, chastisement on the day of Qiyamah unto those who pray. You pray, Salah, performing Salah, every unit. So Allah is saying, woe to somebody who does that because behind it there are things that you do that are wrong. Number one, he said, even though they pray, you see them, very good. Even though they pray, but he said, الذين هم not الذين هم أطعم التعاون. In their prayer, they don't focus on what they do. So they always get mistake and they read things all together. They bring the something forward, backward. They take something back that's supposed to be the back forward. They always make mistakes because their mind is not there. As you pray, your mind is never there. Never with Allah, Allah. Your mind is somewhere else. So you definitely make mistake in your prayer. You will this rakah, you will this ruku, you will this sujood, you will do this. You say, okay, am I in the fourth rakah or in third rakah? Am I in the, I don't know where I am because your mind is not there. Your mind is already occupied somewhere else. You are even eager to make sure that you don't do the salama and then go away. If the imam is reciting, like saying he's reciting, with good melody, and people are enjoying it, you will be feeling captive there. If you don't know that I have something, better. It's like you are wanting time, you don't want to say salam alaikum. Just quickly go away. You don't know that where you are going. It's like you're going to ask something, to get something somewhere. The person who is actually going to give you that thing? You don't know Allah? If you are going out for market, I mean, you want to go to get something outside the market, maybe take the market, or you want to go for an interview, or you want to go, who is going to give you the something? You don't know Allah. So if you are leaving Allah, you are going somewhere. Where do you get it? But if you stay calm, do exactly what Allah wants you to do and pray, Allah will save those things for you. You will get them. So he said, first thing is their mind will not be there, so they don't concentrate. They don't care about Allah. That's why Allah says punishment is awaiting them. Allah know your own, and whatever they do, they show off. They show off. وَيَمْنَعُونَ الْمَعْرُوفَ, and they don't give, they don't borrow out their things. Just borrow me your matches. I want to do this, so I don't want to borrow you. Just borrow me your pot. My pot is this. Just borrow me a gas cylinder because I'm cooking and then my gas finishes and I actually want to, to starve my children to get their own, their own food. I have food. No. You want my gas? You don't give. You don't borrow out. Don't give people things because they are your belongings. And the Prophet wanted to say, ولا تمنع عن الجارة لجارتها ولو كرت نشاطها. A neighbor, your neighbor. You talking about women who live at home and they normally have a relationship with their neighbors more than we do, right? Where our wives have a relationship to our neighbors more than we do. So he said, do not, by any means, do not keep your things. Do not keep them away from borrowing. If a neighbor wants to borrow something, no matter how small, no matter how big, give it to her. Don't deny it. That's what the Prophet is saying. Do not deny your neighbor to borrow something from you. So now, let us go back to social media on this verse. As on this surah. We pass, sometimes you find people who go to Saudi Arabia for Hajj, for Umrah, but you see them selfieing. You see them selfieing themselves. لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك. What are you doing? Showing off. Or Ya Allah. If somebody, I saw one lady yesterday. Ya Allah, look, money, Allah, money. Look at her, And she, Allah Muni, Allah Muni. Oh, somebody will put a camera like this
Wannan
with his
kamar
phone and
ɗauka
then
yake
you,
sai
you
mata
know,
ba su gani.
hold his legs like
So
this,
sai
sit
na
down,
ɗan
and
ya
then you
ɗan
start
ɗauke
like,
sai in sake.
wait there, hold the
Wannan
video,
wutan da ke kawo yana ɗauke.
and then you twist it like this, showing
Then
power. And then you come back in. Yeah, yeah, completely you're out. That is the best place that you want to go. Kaaba. That is the place where if you pray one prayer, you get 1,500 words. One prayer. 1,500 words. If you will go for somewhere, if you say like if you pray there in this mosque, you will be given 1,500 naira every prayer. Finally, how much money do you get? How much? Almost 7,500 already. What's the price? 7,500. If you go home for 7,500 every day, guys, it is like what? If you go out to the market, come back home with a river of 700, 500, 7,500 guys. What? Yeah, because if every day you get this, what are you guys? Now we pray in the Kaaba. For us to get this from this is a starter. You will be given this as a starter, and then Allah will now, double it in money forms. Double, keep doubling. 700 times. But by self-being, you get nothing. You get nothing. Allah says, Allah says, they are
ta yi
showing
tafiya
people.
ga jika da.
You are even showing somebody at home that you are showing the whole world that I'm doing this. In Dawah, in Sa'i, in prayer, reciting the Quran. Everything you do in Kaaba, everything you do in your Umrah, everything you do in your Hajj, it's still that you are getting nothing. You are no more than a tourist. Well, you are no more than a tourist. It's not that actually, went to Egypt to see the Holy Moses. There's the same thing. You went out, you spent your money unnecessarily. No reward. This is the danger of using social media in our look. We need to separate social media, the life of social media and the life that we live. We must separate them. They are two different things. Because if you get inside social media, you are not a human being at all. Yeah, you are not human. You are being digital. You decide yourself, it's like teleporting yourself now. You teleporting yourself from being somebody who is a living entity to something else. And we are now going back and we said 0 and 1. It's dangerous. So, even to me as a Riyah is when a person seeks a position in the heart of people who ask for it. What is Riyah? You seek a position in the heart of people. Whatever you do, you pick it up and send it to the world. And want people to love it in their heart. Because you want them to understand that, yes, this man or this guy, is a true believer, or is the Qari, he reads the Quran, very beautifully, or he's a good, he prays excellently, or he does his things, in the perfect way. You want people to identify with that. The Prophet said, on the day of Qiyamah, when we give resurrected, all of us will be resurrected and we will have to line up before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah will say, where are those people who show up when they were living in the world? Where are they? And you will not hide. So those the culprits will now rise up and they will be separated. Allah will say, اذهبوا إلى الذين كنتم تراؤون لهم في الدنيا. Go to those people that you want them to see your work. Go to them here. فهل تجدون عندهم جزاء and see whether you will get something from them. If they have the power to pardon you, go to them. If they have the power to give you paradise, go to them. As for me, I don't, I have negated, I don't like, I cancel whatever you have nothing to do. You get that's the problem. So go to those that you show up to see if they will give you something. Where are they? What will be the life level? Because you are showing up to people, and people will now build the return. No one has the power to say anything except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Another thing, you go to those people, why are they? They're also among you. They also want to be pardoned. They want to have the paradise too. So they have them to give you. That's why I say, I'm sure I got one issue. I'm contented. Allah said, I'm contented from those who show up for whatever they show up to be. I don't like whatever they do. Even though whatever we do will not have Allah to anything, will not add anything to Allah. Not his sovereignty, not his power, not his God. That's nothing. Whatever we do will not help Allah. It's for us. It's for us. So it's a question. Whatever we do, are we seeking Allah's pleasure or are we seeking other people's pleasure? The answer is not, in our heart. We all know. Secondly, fame. We love fame. We want to be known. We want to be known. If you have this thing in mind, then you are on the age of you are actually living on the age of problems. If you want to be known, you want people to know you, you want your reputation to go wide, No. The Prophet ﷺ said, whoever seeks reputation outside, Allah will expose him. If you seek reputation in the world, Allah will expose you. He will expose you. One, he will take you to reach as far as you don't know. But than that, only Allah knows what comes back. So in a nutshell, social media actually encourages building religious bonds, and it also encourages you to have so many followers to look at. You have the more followers you have, the more money you get. I know what I'm talking about. That's the problem. Wherever something comes with money, we close our eyes. So the more followers you have, the more money you get. Because the more followers you have, the more your pot gets spread quickly by these actions. Liking, seeing, viewing, commenting, and whatever. And we also prohibit invisibility. The thing said, the desire for leadership and praise is more harmful to a person. The desire for leadership and praise, that I want to be praised, I want to lead, I want people to see me as this and that. This desire is more harmful to your religion than hungry warriors being let loose among chiefs. Hungry warriors, you let it loose among chiefs. How do you think this war will actually act? It will kill every sheep around, and then you pick one to eat. So that's how you take yourself towards danger. Because you like to be seen, you actually love to be seen, you love to be identified, you also love to be on top. But we do things for the competition and for this world only. We don't connect to Allah. Connection to Allah helps us to desist from whatever Allah don't like. When you do things, you will try to connect with Allah. Connecting your mind with Allah It's easy sometimes, but it's difficult. It starts at the beginning. As you set out, going out, before you go out, correct with Allah. And make sure your mind rotates around that correction so that your actions will be safe from falling into the cycles that are actually disastrous. Allah says, don't move.
من كان يريد الحياة الدنيا وزينتها نوفي إليهم أعمالهم فيها وهم فيها لا يبخسون.
Allah says, whoever desires the life of this world and its adornments, its beauties, if you want the beauty of this world, then Allah says, we repay him for what he did therein, but he will have no share in the hereafter. Whatever you do, and you want the life of this world, that this is your intention. For example, say, I take imamship, especially in places like this, in cities like this one. We come from far and wide and we'll be fighting over imamship. I want to be imam, I want to be imam. But the intention is not that I want to be imam because I want to help in nursing the mosque. Because mosques are meant to be nursed. Oh, imam capacity. They are meant to be nursed. How do we nurse this? How do we train the mosque? Is by activities. The focus among the activities is the prayer. No more daily prayer. This 5 daily prayer. We stay fast on them. And then we begin with prayer. And then we cap up with programs in the mosque. And then we bring together the hearts together to be brothers. We love one another. Whatever we do together. If somebody does something wrong, we have the elders that will fall into order. And those elders are respected at all times. Whatever they say stands. We respect them, we give them their position. We don't put anybody in their position. That's how we actually raise without amongst it. But if my intention is for me to come to be an imam because I'm going to meet so many people so that I can get big houses, I can buy big house, I can be going to Umrah every year, or be going to Hajj every year, I will have money. The intention is different. I'm no more than different. No, I'm no, I actually not different from somebody who goes out to something else. But for mine is I'm using Allah's mosque, to get what I want from my own thing. That's why I say, whoever desires the life of this world and its beauties, then we'll give him whatever, we'll give him what he desires, even though we'll give him what we want. But we don't give him what he desires. Then, but when he comes to us on the day of Qiyamah, he gets nothing. Nothing. So this is, you see, working in a mosque, being an imam, being a muazzin, being somebody who wants to know who this and that, but to be paid off, it all gets down to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Friends doesn't with Allah. Even though they will give you something, they will give you something like a salary or something like that, but don't put your mind there. Your mind should be on make sure the mosque is actually is good for ibadah, and everybody comes in here as a brother, and you will do this because what Allah did this with you. You want Allah to accept your actions. On the day of Qiyamah, the Prophet said, 3 people will be adopted. There will be the first people to be judged. A scholar, a martyr, and a gentleman. Allah will now ask them one after another. Allah will ask the Quran, what have you done in your life, in the world that I have given you? The person will say, oh Allah, I learned the Quran and I memorized the Quran and I became perfect in excellent in recitation and I understood the meaning. I recited the Quran, I taught the Quran, I explained it in the exegesis, so many lessons. I try to do the best I can. And Allah will now say, why do you do those things? You will say, oh Allah, I did it for you. Allah will say, you are a liar. Allah will say, liar. Stop it. You did because you want people to say you are a parent, that you are a good person, or you are an animal, you are a perfect scholar, and it has been said. You want them to say it, and you have it. You know they said it. If you don't know, I'm telling you now they have said it. So this is your intention. You want them to say it and they said it. So you have that in you. You see? So also the generous guy, very generous. Allah will ask him, say, Allah, you gave me one and I gave arm. I actually connected my kids and kids to my brothers and my sisters. Why do you do that? Allah, I fear you and because you say I should do it. So I did it for you. Allah will say, you are a liar. So also a judge, or somebody that is given something to take care of. They will say, I did my best because of you. Allah will say, you are a liar. These three people will be dragged into the hellfire. This hadith is reported by Muslims. So the trap, psychological trap of social media, as I said, we always go back to them. They are psychological, but they are dangerous. Make sure you know what you post, please. Make sure you know what you post, please. And do not copy and paste and post. Do not share if you don't understand the content, please. Please. Because we used to rush things. We just copy things and forward them forward. We don't know the authenticity of that content. Sometimes it will drive us into problem. Not even with Allah, but with the community. Please, we must know what we are posting. And we must not connect our mind and intention to the likes we get, to the comments that we have, to the shares that people have done, or to our followers, please. Whatever you do, if it is an activity that you want people to understand with your religion, you want to teach people something, you want to inspire them, you want to put something like that, please do it because of Allah. Do not, waste your time looking at how many comments do I have, how many likes, because this will take you away from the right path. Make sure Allah is pleased with you, not people. Allah says it's not a passion.
ولا تكونوا كالذين نسوا الله فأنساهم أنفسهم أولئك هم الفاسقون.
Allah, do not be among those who forget Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What they do, they forget Allah. Don't be among them. If you do this, Allah will also make you to forget yourself. If you forget Allah, Allah will make you to forget yourself because the key to your mind is in the hand of Allah. And Allah will twist the key whatever He likes. Because you forget about Him, He will forget about you. Even to me, I said the foundation of religion is that the servant who worships Allah alone seeking His face only. If the first of people enter, the foundation is destroyed. Oh, we are doing the process of Allah. If other people come in, then you have crash. Even the people do here, then actions without sincerity are like a traveler filling his bag with sand. Traveler filling his bag with sand. It burdens him, but does not benefit. Does not benefit. This is my bag, and then I put sand and I travel from here to you. The sand is just I carry sand to you. Why am I carrying sand from you? And when I look to you, I don't go to get sand. Nobody will ever care about my sand. So that good years and even a dead, even a deed for sake of Allah and for sake of people is here. Like you are doing, you are not passing the Quran, and then you feel that yes, effort into my action, and then you need to citation. That's also here. That's correct, yeah. What you do is, if you feel something is coming in, say no, and do it for Allah. So you change, you without shame the intention too. Finally, how do we protect ourselves? If this is social media, and we have to deal with social media, if we have to be posting things on social media, or we have to be going through pages for social media, yes, we have to be. Because it becomes our life now. It becomes part of us. Then, how do we protect ourselves from getting involved in destroying our deeds, in destroying our iman, in destroying our religion, or destroying ourselves? One, my understanding will be different from yours. But what I think is one, we must hide more than what we show. We must hide more than what we show. There are people, the more they think, the more they put on social media. The more they see things, the more they put on social media. The more something happen at home, you will see it on their status. So easily we go for our status. Or we go to TikTok, we go for. So please, we must hide more than what we want. Let us separate worship and see their public appearance. The secret worship, the own worship Allah. Keep it secret. If I were you, and I'm going to Saudi Arabia, for example, yes, I will want my phone definitely. When I land in Jeddah, I will call home. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. I'm going to Arabia. That's it. Going to Makanam or going to wherever. You are going to Becca and shut it off. Well, put it in my bag. Now it is time for action. This is between me and Allah. No one will know what I do. And everything will better, man. It's better for you because you shut it off. You will have this time, you will have ample time with Allah. And your mindset will not be distracted with phone call or with message from somewhere. No, it's in my back. Not even with me in the hotel. So I'm free here. You do your circumambulation, you pray, you recite, you ask Allah, you cry for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you cry for your own peace, and you cry for him to forgive you and pardon you. Find a place, sit down, stay there, and be grateful to him. And lower your heels. Bring yourself down. Show Allah your weakness. Allah will accept you there. Number two, we must be renewing our intentions constantly. Whenever we feel something is coming in, let us choose and say, no, we're doing this for Allah. If nobody likes this, we will still do it. Like this is something I'm doing. If nobody sees it, I'll still do it. Because I'm not doing it for anyone. Renewing intention constantly. We need to review our intentions constantly, as I said. We must be renewing our intentions. Because we have our first intention from the beginning, sometimes is that we feel that our mind is getting us outside the context of our intention. We need to do it as in the course of doing our ibadah. In the course of recitation of the Quran, somebody came in and I said to the melody, and I remember I listened to the guy, then I will go back to the door, which I'm doing for Allah, I don't care.
Writing
So
questions,
that
Abi.
we need to be,
For writing questions, they will bring it.
renewing and reshaping our imagination.
No, he has
So
time.
that you say, I don't care.
He will be here till
If
Zul.
nobody would like it, I want to like that. Forget about that. So number three,
He
we
has
must be
almost
making
rounded up,
dua.
Abi. Don't worry.
Dua. Ask Allah with the words that the Prophet taught. Yes, you can do your prayer anything you can say, but the best way the best way to go about it is use the words that the Prophet taught you, or the words that Allah taught you in the Quran. These are the best, and then you can put your place. How do we get rid of shirk? This riyah. Use the wording of the Prophet. The Prophet said, Allahumma O Allah, inni a'udhu bika an ushraka bika shay'an wa ana a'lam wa astaghfiruka lima la a'lam. O Allah, I seek refuge in you. I seek refuge in you from associating anything with you, knowing this. And I ask for your forgiveness for what I did unknowingly. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika أن أشرك بك شيئا وأنا أعلم وأعوذ أستغفرك لما لا أعلم. It's so encompassing. It's deep. Whatever you do, Allah will now better and better. Forgive it, forgive it. Number four, we must be taking break. Use social media. Take a break. Think. There was a time I found myself committed to WhatsApp. I found out about it WhatsApp just recently. I shut my WhatsApp completely for 6 months. I gave myself a lesson. I said, let me shut it for 6 months. People were looking, they'll be searching for me, they'll just give me the call. Man, yeah, WhatsApp is okay. I'm actually putting myself on a house. I remember I had my work and I was about to have a break. And I had it, and I only had it for 6 months, I was free. And if you break yourself to WhatsApp or to this phone, you will be a slave of this phone. You'll be a slave. They will always call you to eat with. Say no, I will not, or I will not. I will do exactly as I want. So we need to be having break on using social media or anything like that. Social media things. I have a powerful conclusion for us. Very powerful conclusion. Social media is not an enemy. We need to know. Social media is not an enemy. But we are wise because we are Muslims. Muslims are always wise. To use whatever comes their way wisely. Because we have a revelation that is before us that we use that in the Quran. We have a revelation. This revelation teaches us what to do, how to live in this world, and how to prepare ourselves for the next thing. The Quran says everything. So we must be wise, we must be intelligent. Whatever comes our way, we use that thing intelligently. So social media is not an enemy. The real battle is our heart. Is the heart. What the heart covers, what the heart takes, that's what we'll be fighting with. Fight with the heart. Make sure your heart doesn't take you away from Allah. Leadership does not begin in the hands. Yes, the riyah doesn't start in the heart. Like I'm typing now. This typing, it doesn't start here. It starts in the intention. Yeah, should start in this riyah starts from the intention. Remember, Amaru, whatever you do, connect with their intention. Whatever you do, connect with their intention. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, feared for the Sahaba about this. He said, I know the training I gave you. I know you will never go back to cook. You will never reject Islam. But the most fearful thing that I fear for you is Riyah. The Prophet said that. This is not, you are talking to his covenant man. Those people, they were different people, very different. They were designed in a way, not like our nation. No. Those people were people. They were men, not people like us. No. They listen to Allah. They listen to the Prophet. And they do exactly what Allah and the Prophet want. Those are different. So even though they had a training, even though the trainer was Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa
No,
sallam,
sir.
he put them for 23 years. He taught them everything. He said, I know you will never reject Islam. Even though after I go back to Allah, I know you will never reject Islam. But what I fear for you is Riyah. Because I don't want you to get inside you and to get into your work, into your deeds, your mass to destroy. I want to see all of you on the day of Qiyamah. I want to see all of you together with me so that we get into paradise. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Then if the companions would be warned about Riyah at a time when no camera was found, no phone was used, no aeroplane that was used, nothing. At a time when paper like this is very hard to be seen. A clothes like this one never had to be seen. So if it's white. Shoe, the shoe that we put on racks, you most of them walk barefooted. Most of them, because there was no shoe, there was nothing. If the Prophet would tell them something about this, or warn them about their during that time, what about us now that we have camera? Everywhere, you can take picture everywhere. You can do and undo. You can see as far as China from here within a few seconds. You can see as far as anywhere within a few seconds here. Something will happen at the far end of the world and it will reach you within 1 minute. Here in Nigeria, it will reach you in your home. What about us? It means it just appears that this warning man is all about us. It's all about us. So we must be wary of cameras, we must be wary of our phones, we must be wary of pictures, we must be wary of followers, we must be wary of what we talk or what we see on the internet. Let us purify our intentions before the day when Allah will say, the day when
يوم تبلى السرائر
the day when Allah will expose all secrets. We will all be there, and Allah will be called as single-handedly will go one of us come out. Allah will open their secrets. SubhanAllah. Each and every one of us, Allah will do this. Yawma tubala sarair, the day when secrets will be exposed, will be, shattered, scratched open. Everybody will see, everybody will hear. Everybody will know who you are. Who see him as a good man, an imam or somebody who comes and lecture us. Actually, an imam comes from them. So this day is coming. This day is coming. We have to be very, very careful. We have to change our ways. Change our ways. The way we conduct ourselves so that Allah will now have mercy on us and keep us safe. May Allah purify our hearts. May Allah make our deeds sincere. May Allah protect us from leadership. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.
believe one is not here. His disciples prepare for questions. So if anybody has questions, uh, yes.
I'm going to take the mic.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Yeah, Sheikh. My question is there any disparity between those who use social media, Islamic content, and non-Islamic content, regardless of it being ostensible? Is there any disparity between those who doing? So between those who do it being Islamic content and non-Islamic content, like those who post like probably an ayah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam on their Facebook or on Instagram, those who doing non-Islamic, is there any disparity? It being ostensible, like that's the
Yeah, there are different structures. That's why I said everything ties and melts towards our intention to the
What's
beginning.
the from that?
For example, now he's asking about somebody who's posting something Islamically. Like I'm posting about like this one. Yom Tubal Sarai. I said Yom Tubal Sarai, and then I made some explanations on like on Facebook, for example, for the world to see. And somebody is posting something, anything, not this one, right? Whether that is distracting between them. There are distracting. It it all have to it all ties to our intentions. What is my intention when posting this part? What do I have in mind from the beginning? And what do I have in mind after posting? You know, after posting, I don't care who sees it, and I don't care how many likes I get because I don't even look at the likes. I don't. What I want is I want people to see it so that they can have a take-home lesson on that. And then you may say, if you like, you may say, let me look at the comments. If I make mistake in the explanation, somebody may correct me somewhere there, right? Your mind is still fresh and you're very fast. But if you say no, yeah, I want to see how many people want to build this Instagram allowed. I thought, this man, like another scholar, I'm doing it really you begin to do this thing. So it's like your intention is now changing. That's why we say you have to always renew your intention at all times. If you fast, the time you are fasting, it will be different from the time you already fasted. And it will also be different from the time you will visit the beach. It will be different for you. So make sure whenever you go, whenever you visit and visit, your intention is strict. For Allah and what people comment. If there's anything there, somebody will make a comment, I did something wrong, make that correction. But you don't feel anything about what people think, and you don't even look at the likes or the views or whatever that doesn't have to do. But for somebody who did something different, the situation also is different. Because you cannot force something like say, the best aeroplane in the world, or the best aeroplane in Nigeria is put an aeroplane because one name, because he joined that plane from Abuja to somewhere and he enjoyed it. So he feels like that's the best aeroplane company in Nigeria. So he put that. Do you think just by putting this you'll get the one from Allah? And I was asking you a question. Do you think he put this you'll get the one from Allah? What does this have to do with Iman? Well, that means there are differences of what you post and what somebody posts. And for what somebody posts based on his religion and somebody posts something different. Even though you may post something, an ayah, a hadith, but if your intention is for people to know that you are also an ayah, you are also a scholar, is different. From somebody who just puts it there for people to understand, to learn, and for Allah to see it. That's different. Yeah. Whatever we do, that will be different. Yeah. And all those things, all those differences, Allah knows them. That's why we're saying, in us, move as we do it from the beginning. Let us purify our intention. Let us make sure that we do it from just because of Allah. No. Allah. Who somebody may, I got somebody,
I'm asking whether, you know, in line with what you have said, that intention, do we continue with the
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, because you are not looking at Facebook, you are not looking at WhatsApp, you are looking at the Quran. It's just as you are looking at the paper of the Quran. This is just a soft copy. So it's easier for you because it's always in your hand. If you recite the Quran in your phone, it's good. It's just it's as easy as Arabic. It's just like we are reading it from the book. So there's no problem there. Of course. Yeah, that's no problem, inshallah. Yeah. The only problem comes when, as you are saying, yeah, I know that I want to eat whenever you go, I think you saw it, and then you leave the message. You leave the Quran. That's how the problem comes. Now, otherwise, no, you can really.
That's an issue. That's an issue.
Most times in the social media, you see people posting duas, and actually also post those duas as if you will guilty if you didn't report them. And sometimes the duas sounds somehow. So that's the problem. The comment is also on some of our Islamic scholars because of the recent advancement of AI. You see, most especially let me quote a person like Mufti Men, who is very often on social media. You see his post, which you know is not his post because of what he says. For instance, last during Christmas, there was a post I saw on him trying to say Merry Christmas and what have you, which you know. So that's why I want to advise people, you to advise people on those things. Those are the two things.
Exactly. That's what we call social intelligence. You know, anything that is intelligence. So there's something we call social intelligence. There are things that you know does not belong to somebody. The Prophet that you must be thinking good for your fellow Muslims. So if I see, like on the page of Islam, I saw something. I know the chairman will not ever say it. So I saw his picture and then he says something there. The moment I see the picture, I know it is him. But if I see what is posted that it is his saying, I know they don't connect. So one thing that Allah wants you to do is to reject the two things. Say no, I know him, and this is not part of what he is saying. I don't know whether I'm making a point. Whatever you see somebody posting, like on behalf of a fellow brother or somebody or a fellow scholar, do not associate that thing to him and repost it somewhere, or do not take it and say, I saw a posted man and money say this and that and that and that. The Prophet said, no, the no will move me the khair. Think good of a fellow brother. Whatever you see, say no, this you cannot say it. Especially in this era of AI, as my brother just said. This AI that can give me, Allah, yeah. There are so many things in this AI. So many things. Wallahi, what AI will destroy us. If care is not taken, we have to be wise. There are things that you will see, cannot confirm exactly as if it is live, as if it is true, but it is not. This AI, even your voice, it copies voice. We have to be very careful. And we have to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The fear of Allah will help us in all these things. Fear Allah, we must know that things can change, we must know that people can lie, so we don't associate others, we don't actually, affect others with pain, please. And for what he said from the beginning,
about you see people like telling you, they will say, read this after this. If you don't force it to 5 people, Allah will do. Or make sure you force it to 6 or to 10 groups. Otherwise, whoever didn't do this, may Allah not accept me. You are not sent for me. Allah didn't send you to come and preach. Allah didn't send you to give me this thing. How will you now? I did the more I saw this, I see when I was the more I just flip and go away. I don't care. And if you do this, that's all about copying and posting and reposting. They will just copy and repost. They don't care. If you do it, it's like, let me tell you something. If you give prayer, if you give dua, or you make a comment that has to do with the religion, it is like you are representing Allah and the Prophet. It's like what you are saying is exactly what Allah, wants, and it's exactly what the Prophet wants. So it is as if you are saying, what I'm telling you now is what Allah said. You are lying. You are lying. He who lies against Allah or lies against the Prophet will never prosper in this life, not in the next life. So what you do very carefully is that don't post what you don't understand. Don't post what people post. No. Read and understand it. It's not even necessary to post that. Is it necessary? It is not. Is it necessary that we must talk? No. If you become jack of all trades, then you must be master of your problems. Whatever comes your way, you must accept it. The Prophet said, Mutumum Banza Shini Wanda, whatever comes his way, he talks. And he lies. And if he lies, then he is he's actually rejected in the sight of Allah. He's rejected. Whatever you see, you talk. Whatever you see, you comment. How? La. He who talks too much, he who comments everywhere is a liar. Is a liar. Allah says to.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Jazakallahu khairan. My comment is actually going to be on the last segment you mentioned, this dua. Certainly, people are being bombarded with different kinds of du'as. So I think the way to go about it, one should be knowledgeable. It's not every dua that will come to you and then you take it simple. Yeah, you just take it the way it comes. You will see du'as, when you read this dua, you are going to get this. When you read this dua, so times, you are going to get this. Some of these don't have basis. The sunnah of the Prophet is categorized into 3. We have what they call what he did, what he said, and what he saw people did and accepted. Idiya, Awliya, and Shakariya. So when we have this kind of issues in our hands, we should now look at them on this basis. But even at that, you have to make your own research. And because we are lazy, that is why people have the option to send anything to, and we take it hook, line, and sinker. So my advice is, all this to ask, if you have your sheikh, your madam close to you, madam, this is what I saw. What do I do about it?
For those who ask, the reason is they don't have battery, no? Government, they don't have battery. progress of the time, let me. He's actually, he was talking about these prayers. People will pray, will actually put prayer and say, this is what the Prophet said, this is what you do. Especially in Ramadan now. You have so many prayers, you have seen so many prayers being posted. What he's saying is, we must be knowledgeable from the beginning. We must know before we act. Of course, ta'arraf ila Allah. You need to know what Allah wants you to do. Know your role. Know your religion first. Otherwise, people will dribble you around like football. Messi and Ronaldo. They will do Messi and Ronaldo everywhere. Somebody will kick you right, somebody will kick you left. So the thing is, you need to learn, you need to know. If you don't know, you have somebody who knows very close to you, reach him out. Reach out to him. Oh man, I saw this prayer, this dua. What is its authenticity? Is it usable? Can I use it? Is it usable? The man will look at it and say, I don't just concentrate on what the Prophet taught you. I always invite people back to what the Prophet taught us about dua. The reason is this. The Prophet knows how to talk to Allah better than we do. The Prophet knows how to